Nutrient Monday team. Today we are going to talk about Fortetropin, which is one of my favorite nutrients that I found out about early on in my sports performance nutritionist education. And it stuck with me and I just loved it because it's such an interesting nutrient, where it comes from and what it does and its action within the body, and how it helps the average adult athlete. How the studies are fairly consistent in the results that you'll see when you do use it. So as I've already stated, today is Nutrient Monday, and today we are diving deep into Fortetropin. So Fortetropin, for the adult who's been in the game for a while, I am one of them, the struggle is real. You're putting in the consistent work, but those gains in strength and muscle just seem harder to come by. It takes a lot more work, takes a lot more recovery in order to put on the muscle that you want. So what if your body has a higher braking system than those of the people that you want to look like or are working to look like, or the amount of muscle that you're working to have? So if you have been following me for a while, you'll know that I do a lot of shorts on specific topics. A lot of times it's based on conversations that I'm having with my clients during our sessions, and things that I didn't know people didn't know. So things that they found interesting or they wanted to hear more about. Well, we're going to touch a little bit on myostatin, but I do have a short about myostatin, diving a little deeper into it. I'll link it in the description box. That way you can learn a little bit more about it, so you'll have a little bit of reference based on what we're going to talk about. But here we go. So this week we are diving into one of the most fascinating and potent nutrients in the performance world, Fortetropin. This isn't your average protein powder. We're talking about a targeted approach to muscle building that works on a genetic level. So let's dive deep into it. First and foremost, what exactly is Fortetropin? It's a proprietary ingredient derived from fertilized egg yolks. But it's not just egg yolks. It's a specific fraction extracted before the yolk develops, standardized for its active compounds. Its primary mechanism of action is what makes it so unique. It is a myostatin inhibitor. And again, refer back to the video, but we are going to touch on it just a little bit here. Think of myostatin as your body's molecular brake pedal on muscle growth. It's a protein that tells your muscles, that's big enough, stop now. And it varies within people based on their genetic composition. So by inhibiting myostatin, Fortetropin effectively releases the brake, allowing your body's natural anabolic signals. So anabolic is building, catabolic is breaking down. So anabolic signals to operate with less resistance. This creates an environment where your training and nutrition can have a much greater effect on hypertrophy. So this sounds super powerful, also sounds a little bit sketchy in the same light, but does it hold up to scientific scrutiny? Let's look at the evidence, which, as you all know, is my favorite part. So a landmark study published in the Journal of International Society of Sports Nutrition took 33 resistance-trained men and women and gave them either Fortetropin or placebo for 12 weeks while they followed a structured training program. The results were striking. The Fortetropin group saw significantly greater increases in lean body mass and muscle thickness compared to the placebo group. Crucially, they also saw a decrease in fat mass, suggesting that the weight gained was high-quality muscle. This study strongly indicates that Fortetropin is effective even in already trained individuals. But does it actually lower myostatin? A study from the University of Connecticut measured this directly. Researchers found that subjects supplementing with Fortetropin experienced a significant 27% reduction in serum myostatin levels post-exercise compared to the placebo group. Now that's very significant. So this is the direct proof of the concept. Not only does it lead to more muscle, but it demonstrably works by lowering the primary inhibitor of muscle growth. Furthermore, the study noted reduced markers of muscle damage, suggesting it also aids in recovery, which, if you are an older athlete, I am 39, speeding into my 40s, I love training hard, I love competing in both CrossFit and beach volleyball. I don't plan on slowing down anytime soon, But I have noticed that my recovery requirements are the biggest thing I notice that goes up as I go. I have to be a lot more dialed in on my nutrition. And mainly with nutrition, it's eating enough for me. And then I also have to really take into account my recovery days, making sure I'm getting recovery restorative yoga in my sleep. I'm very fussy about my sleep. I make sure I work really hard to get at least 9 hours of uninterrupted in bed time. I don't always sleep that much, but at least I'm there. But anything that helps in recovery catches my eye, and that is what I am looking for. That is my main goal now as a master's athlete who's now well into her master's era. So now we're going to dive deep into how you get Fortetropin. Naturally, the bioactive components are only found in fertilized egg yolks at a specific early stage of development. So not only is it limited to a type of product, a very specific subset of a product, it is also related to a very specific timing in the development of that product. So you can't just buy a carton of fertilized eggs from the grocery store and expect these effects. The concentration and standardization are key. This is why Fortetropin is exclusively available as a dietary supplement, typically in a powdered form. It's a patented ingredient, so look for Fortetropin on the label to ensure you're getting the real studied compound. For best results, the research suggests a dose of 1.8 to 2.4 grams per day. It's often recommended to split the dose, taking one serving pre or post-workout and the other with a meal. Because it's a powder, it's easy to mix into a shake, yogurt, or even water. Consistency is key here to maintain lower myostatin levels. So you do want to split that up and making consistent, just like in the Eat Well, Move Well program, we talk about keeping your protein levels steady throughout the day. To help with anabolic effects of training, to prevent catabolism of, again, intense training. The same idea is here with Fortetropin, keeping your Fortetropin levels consistent throughout the day. So let's make this practical. What does this mean for you, the dedicated adult athlete? One, it will help you break through plateaus. If you've been stuck at the same strength or size for months, reducing myostatin can help you finally push past that barrier. Maximizing training effort. You're putting in the hard work. Fortetropin helps ensure that more of that effort is converted into actual muscle tissue instead of being limited by your genetic breaks, also known as myostatin. Unlike bulking, where you gain fat and muscle, this promotes lean mass accrual, helping you build a leaner, more athletic physique. With lower muscle damage markers, you might find yourself less sore and ready to perform at a higher level more consistently. And that is how Fortetropin helps recovery. And as always, let's ground this in our Nutrient Monday philosophy. Fortetropin is a powerful advanced supplement, but it is in addition to, not in place of, a goal-oriented nutrition program and progressive training regimen. It amplifies your foundation as long as your training, sleep, and base diet are dialed in. No supplement will ever deliver miraculous results without the foundation of a goal-oriented nutrition program and a consistent, goal-oriented training regimen. So, speaking of foundation, if you're ready to master the dialing in part of our Eat Well, Move Well nutrition program, and speaking of that foundation, if you're ready to master in the dialing in part of your nutrition, our Eat Well, Move Well nutrition program is your blueprint. This 9-week habit layering program isn't about giving you a rigid meal plan. It's about teaching you the framework and the how of eating to support an active, demanding life. You'll learn how to structure your meals for energy, recovery, and body composition so you can make empowered choices no matter what your day throws at you. When you combine this knowledge with strategic supplements, that's when the real magic happens. New groups start every single Monday, so you're really never behind and you don't have to wait for an extended period of time when you're ready to go. And if you're ready to build the body and lifestyle you deserve, click the link in the description box that I have for you down low. It'll be there, everything you need to be able to sign up and be ready. So click the link in the description box and learn more to join our next group. Not as consistent with Fortetropin as I should be. But when I am on it, I do like it. I do notice a difference in how my body looks and feels. I notice that I'm able to give higher percentages of effort more often. So I do like it. I do use it. It's very easy to get. You can get it on Amazon. I will have the link for you below. Now, if you enjoyed this deep dive, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for more Nutrient Monday content so that we can let you know when we're on. Thanks for watching, and as always, eat well and move well.